Hello everyone, I am Payal. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because today's topic is super interesting and very important for our future. So, guys, today we are going to talk about human behavior in 2026. In today's modern world, technology, social media, and artificial intelligence are changing the way we think, feel, and behave. Humans are becoming more digitally connected but emotionally more distant. In 2026, our behavior is strongly influenced by digital mind, smart devices, and online platforms. People depends more on mobile phones, virtual communications, and AI systems for daily life decisions. This topic help us understand how modern research explain changes in thinking pattern, emotions, relationships, and lifestyle in the future. So let's explore how technology is shaping modern human behavior and what it means for our future. Now, let's move to our next slide. Why 2026 is different, and trust me, this is where things get really interesting. We have entered the era of the hyper digital self. This means our lives are deeply connected with technology more than ever before. First of all, digital overload is no longer an exception. Earlier, using phones and the internet was optional, but in 2026, it has become our daily environment. From studying to shopping, everything depends on screen. Secondly, our attention span has become very short. Today's people can focus only for under 10 seconds because of reels, shorts, and fast content. Due to this, our prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision making and focus, has started changing. And finally, the boundary between physical and virtual identity has dissolved. People now express themselves more on social media than in real life. Online likes, comments, and virtual presence strongly affect human emotion and behavior. So, this is the reason why 2026 is completely different from the past. Technology is not just changing our lifestyle, it is changing human behavior itself. Let's move to one of the most important slide, key trend in human behavior in 2026. These trends clearly show how our thinking and actions are changing because of technology. First, attention economy. In 2026, human attention has become very valuable. People now use an 8-second filter, which means if content does not attract us within 8 seconds, we ignore it. This affects how we study, work, and even communicate. Our brain is trained to consume fast and short information. Second, dopamine loops. Human behavior is shifting from goal oriented to stimulus oriented behavior. Likes, notifications, reels, and reward release dopamine in our brain, making us addicted to instant pleasure instead of long term goals. And third, AI co-agencies. In 2026, decisions are no longer taken by human alone. We now share decisions with AI and algorithms like navigation apps, recommendation systems, and virtual assistant. This changes how humans think and trust technology. And fourth, EQ paradox. This is a very interesting trend. Even though people have high digital literacy, face to face empathy is declining. People are emotionally expressive online but less empathetic in real life interaction. So, these are the major behavior trends of 2026. They clearly show that technology is not just a tool, it is a shaping the human mind and emotions. Now let's move to the next concept, the quick scan brain. This perfectly explains how our brain works in 2026. In 2026, the human brain has adapted to survive in a world full of information instead of reading or listening deeply. Your brain now quickly scans content and decides whether it is useful or not. The 8-second filter. By 2026, the brain dismisses irrelevant information within 8 seconds. If something does not feel interesting or useful, immediately we scroll, skip, or ignore it. Content fatigue. Today's human process 5 times more data than in 2010 because of constant notification videos and messages. The brain feels tired and overloaded. This is called content fatigue. Cognitive offloading. Another important change is cognitive offloading. Instead of remembering information, we remember where to find it, like Google, AI tools, or cloud storage. For example, we don't remember phone number now, we save them. So the quick scan brain is fast and efficient, but it also reduces deep thinking and long focus. This shows how technology is reshaping human attentions and memory. Now we will look instant gratifications loop, one of the most powerful behavior changes in 2026, instant gratifications loop. This is the reason why we get distracted so easily today. In 2026, most apps and platforms use something called the variable reward system. Our apps are designed like slot machine where we never know what reward we will get next, a like, a message, or a new video. This keeps the brain in a constant state of anticipations. We keep checking our phone again and again, expecting something exciting. How the loop works? First, there is a trigger, like a notification. Then comes behavior, we open the app. After that, we get a reward, likes, views, or messages. This reward pushes up back into the same loop again. Effect on human behavior. Because of these loops, humans now have lower tolerance for boredom. People struggle with deep work, long study hours, and patience because the brain wants instant reward. So, instant gratification loop make life exciting but also reduce focus and self-control. This is a major reason why human behavior in 2026 is more impulsive and distracted. Now let's understand the human brain visually. This is the infographics of the 2026 brain. It shows how different part of the brain are reacting to the digital world. Focus section. In 2026, the brain focus area is shrinking. People struggle with sustained attention, especially for long reading, lectures, or stories. The brain prefers short and fast content instead of deep narratives. The second is reward center. The reward center of the brain has become hyperactive. It is now calibrated to 15-second video intervals like reels and shorts. This means the brain expects frequent reward and quick excitement. And third is anxiety hub. Anxiety is often triggered by something called the notification gap. This is the time between phone checks. When notifications stop, people feel restless, anxious, or uncomfortable, leading to frequent phone checking. And last, social comparison. The prefrontal cortex is constantly running validation metrics. People continuously compare like views, followers, and comments, which affect self-esteem and decision making. So, these infographics clearly show that 2026 brain is fast, reactive, and digitally driven, but also more anxious and less patience. Now let's look at some real data. This slide clearly shows the decline in human attention span over time. This graph compares attention span across different years. Year 2000. In this year 2000, the average human attention span was about 12 seconds. People could focus better on reading, studying, and conversation. Year 2020, year 2015, by 2015, attention span dropped to around 8 seconds. This decline happened due to smartphones, social media, and multitasking. And last year 2026 projection. Attention span is expected to reduce further to 6 seconds. Fast content like reels, shorts, and notification train the brain to switch focus quickly. As mentioned on the slide, human attention is now shorter than that, that of a goldfish, 9 seconds. This statement highlights how serious the impact of digital overload has become. So, this data clearly proves that technology is reshaping human focus and patience. If we don't manage our digital habits, deep thinking and concentration may reduce even more. Now let's look at an important trend, screen time versus stress. This graph shows how our digital habits affect mental health. This graph represents the relationship between increasing screen time and perceived stress level from 2016 to 26. As screen time started increasing due to smartphone and social media, stress level also began to rise slowly. Toward 2026, the graph shows a clear upward trend. By 2026, higher screen exposure lead to higher perceived stress caused by constant notification, comparison culture, and information overload. More screen time does not mean more relaxation. Instead, it increases mental pressure, anxiety, and emotional fatigue. Like checking your phone late at night increases stress instead of reducing it, affecting sleep and mood the next day. So, this trend clearly proves that uncontrolled screen time is directly linked to rising stress level. Managing screen using is essential for better mental health in 2026. Let's understand this topic, validation and comparison loop. Social media in 2026 is not just about sharing posts anymore. It has become more about curative identity. People now use filter, AI tools, and carefully chosen content to show a polished version of themselves online. This change has created two major psychological effects. First is comparison fatigue. When we see too many perfect photos, lifestyle, or achievements online, we start comparing ourselves. This often leads to stress, anxiety, and the feeling that we are not good enough. Second is echo chamber psychology. Social media apps show us more of what we already believe. Over time, we only see one side of the story, which makes our opinion stronger and more extreme. This reduces openness to new ideas and increases division. Together, these are called validation and comparison loop. They trap people in cycle of stress and narrow thinking. The good way forward is to be real, limit scrolling, follow diverse voices, and focus on authenticity. Social media should be a tool to express yourself, not something that drain your energy. Let's understand this topic, future pattern 2026. In the future, especially around 26 and beyond, three big patterns are changing how we think, feel, and live with technology. First one is hybrid thinking. This means our brain work is shared between human intuition and AI logic. For example, we might use our feelings and experience to make a decision, but also ask AI for data and suggestions. It's a mix of heart and machine. The second is mindful rebellion. People are starting to take breaks from digital life. They go to analog only retreats, places with no phones or screens, and practical digital minimalism. This helps reduce stress and being more. And third is mental resilience. Earlier success was all about productivity, doing more faster. Now the focus is shifting to emotional regulations. That means learning how to stay calm, handle stress, and bounce back from challenges. These future patterns show that we are not just using technology, we are learning how to live with it in a smarter, healthier way. Let's understand this quote. Behavior in 2026 is driven less by survival and more by stimulation. This means that people today are not just doing things to meet basic needs like food, safety, or money. Instead, many actions are driven by desire to feel excited, entertained, or emotionally charged. For example, instead of watching a video to relax, people might choose content that shock, thrill, or make them feel something intense. Even if it's not helpful or healthy. This shift is happening because technology gives us constant access to stimulation, fast videos, bold opinion, AI in hand images, and endless scrolling. Our brain get used to this high speed input and start craving more of it. So, in 2026 and beyond, understanding human behavior means looking at what stimulates people, not just what help them survive. That's why emotional regulation, digital boundaries, and mindful choices are becoming more important than ever. Let's understand this message and how it connect to your psychology content. This line, understand your mind, shape your behavior, is a powerful call to action. It means that when we learn how our thought, emotions, and habits work, we can take control of how we act instead of being controlled by stress, distraction, or old patterns. In today's fast paced digital world, many people feel overwhelmed or stuck, but psychology gives us tools to pause, reflect, and make better choices. Whether it's emotional regulations, breaking comparisons loop, or building mental resilience, understanding the mind is the first step to changing behavior. By inviting people to join our community for weekly psychology insight, you are offering them a space to grow, learn, and feel supported. It's not just about watching videos, it's about building awareness and taking a small step toward a healthier, more and mindful life. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Until then, stay curious, stay kind.